welcome to my channel. Today I will start with topic electric field. Now you see, when we are coming to a part that is called field, it should be very clear to you that should be a space. Where this space will be there? The space will be there only around a body which can produce the electric field. So obviously, when we are taking a positive charge, now this positive charge can produce electric field. How? This electric field, it is space around the charge. It is the space around the charge. What characteristic property should this space have? This space should have a tenor of influence. That means it should have an ability to show its repulsive or attractive property. So obviously, whenever we are coming to electric field, that is space around an electric charge in which its attraction or repulsion can be experienced. What attraction or repulsion? Force of attraction and repulsion. In that area, if any other charge enters, either it will be repelled or it will be attracted. But there is every time I told you there is limit for everything. So that space also around the charge will have a limited space where its influence can be experienced, and that influence in which it is experienced, it is called electric field. Now, if there is electric field, that means there should be strength of electric field also. So now this is strength of electric field. When we are coming, it will be electric field intensity. It will be electric field intensity. So now this electric field intensity, when we are taking in consideration, so this electric field intensity or electric field strength can be represented as force per unit positive test charge. Force per unit positive test charge. Now when we are coming to force per unit positive test charge, why we have taken a unit positive test charge only? Because we have taken a charge which is used only for testing. This Q0 is a test charge. It is used only for testing. This is a test charge. And when anything we are bringing for testing, it should not affect the magnitude. You see, generally when certain recipes are made in kitchen, or chef, when they are continuing with the chef challenges, you might have observed, whenever they go near to that particular person whose recipe they want to test, they take a small spoon and with a small flavor only, they get the idea, the nature or the taste of that recipe. Here also only we have to check that region, their electric field of the given charge is present or not. So for testing, we are using this charge Q0, and this is called unit positive test charge because it's vanishingly small. It is vanishingly small. It is not going to affect the magnitude of the given force or electric field. And then the formula for electric field for point charge, it will be KQQ. It is coming F upon Q0, that is KQQ0 upon D square divided by Q0, and this Q0 and Q0 is obviously cancelled out, and the formula which I am telling you for electric field intensity will be E equals to KQ upon R square. Electric field, again, it is a vector quantity. I am not going that broad to explain the displacement and position vectors. But already if you have seen my prior video, you will understand how the direction is assigned to the force. And similarly, because this electric field depends on this vector formula of force, so the force direction will be assigned here. So it can be coming like that, r cap, and finally E vector equals to k q upon r cube r vector. So like that we will have the formula for electric field, and this formula for electric field is only for a point charge. Another charge which we have taken, it is a unit positive test charge. So that unit positive test charge, being it is vanishingly small, will not affect the particular strength of electric field. Electric field is already a vector quantity. Now when we are coming to SI unit. So SI unit for electric field, when we are coming, formula is F upon Q. When formula is F upon Q, that means it will be Newton per Coulomb. SI unit for electric field will be Newton per Coulomb. And when we have continued with SI unit, we have to continue with now dimensional formula. So we will just produce the dimensional formula here, and this dimensional formula is E equals to m1 L2 T minus m1 L1 T minus 2 upon AT. Coulomb can be represented as ampere into time, because Coulomb is not a fundamental quantity. It can be expressed in fundamental quantity of current and time. So finally we are having m1 L1 T minus 3 A minus 1 with a square bracket. So that gives us the dimensional formula for electric field. Now electric field can be represented. How we can know that there is presence of electric field in that particular area? For example, when we are saying students are in the class, so students are present there, seeing the number of students in the class, we can say that the strength is maximum, strength is minimum, like that. Similarly here also, to represent the electric field and to represent the electric field strength, we should have certain particular terminology, and that certain particular terminology is nothing but electric field lines. And these electric field lines, when we are dealing with how they can be defined, for defining these electric field lines, you have to keep in mind that concept of, we are having one positive charge, we are having one negative charge, and this positive charge, if it is allowed to move free, actually they are bounded, but if it is allowed to move free, it will if allowed to move free, it will follow a straight or a curved line. It will follow straight or curved line. Okay, either it will move in a straight line, or if there is an attractive part, it will move in a curved line, and then we are saying that we are getting electric field lines. These electric field lines are generally representing that strength of electric field around the given charge. Okay, so these electric field lines definition, as I have already told you, it is the curved or straight lines followed by the unit positive test charge in electric field region if it is allowed to move free. So that will give you the definition of electric field line. Now when something is existing, it possesses something specific, it has its own unique identities, it has its own unique characteristics. So as per that concept, we are having spatial properties. Otherwise anything we see moving, we can say that it is electric field, but electric field line should have its own identity. First one, originate from positive charge. What does this imply? That if the charge is plus q, electric field lines will be moving in outward direction always, and it terminates to negative charge minus q. The lines will be moving towards the charge. What is the reason behind that? Why they originate from positive charge and they terminate to negative charge? If this positive and negative charge are present in a particular region, if this positive and negative charge are present in a particular region, then let me know why they cannot move inside that particular region where the two charges are existing. Because already I have explained, we are dealing with electrostatics, and in electrostatics charges reside only on surface, they do not move inside the conductor. So generally whenever we are dealing with the direction or origination and termination of electric field lines, you have to keep in mind, for q greater than 0, that is plus q, the electric field lines will always originate, they will be moving radially outwards. And when we are dealing with minus q charge, q less than 0, the electric field lines will be radially moving inwards towards the negative charge. So that gives us the direction of electric field lines. Now, next one, we are having electric field lines, they can be in form of curve. How we can know the direction of electric field? By observing the electric field lines there. When these lines are originating from plus q to minus q, so the line will be moving like this, plus q to minus q. Always the scenario is like that. And on that particular P point, we want to find out whether which direction electric field is, because it is a curve, it is not a straight line. Then on that particular point P, we will draw a tangent. As we draw a tangent, this tangent which is touching that curved line, electric field line, will give us the direction of electric field at that point P. So in this way we can find out the direction of electric field at any point on the electric field line. Now again, one more critical part is there. Two electric field lines never intersect. Why? Reason. The same concept comes here. If these two lines are drawn and they are intersecting, we have drawn two electric field lines from positive q to negative, and they are having one intersection point P. I have already told you, when at a point on the given electric field line, if we are drawing the tangent, we are getting the direction. Here also we will get two tangents now. One tangent E1, another tangent E2. Can it be possible that at the same point electric field can show two directions? Not possible. That's why we can say that at point P, electric field lines cannot intersect. If they intersect, obviously at the same point electric field will be showing two direction, which is contradictory. Condition will never be satisfied. So you can remember like that, these electric field lines will never intersect. Now you see, when this positive charge is allowed to move from positive q to negative q, never you are seeing there are jumps. Okay, plus q to minus q, we are only supporting a simple smooth curve. This implies that positive q, when allowed to move free, it will reach to minus q without any jump. That is why there are no discontinuity in electric lines of force when we start from positive charge to negative charge. Also here, Now I have already told you, I have just given one example that by seeing the number of students in the class, we can say today's strength is maximum, and by seeing minimum number of students in the class, we say strength is minimum. Here also, when the number of lines are large, when number of lines are large and very close, obviously in that particular region electric field strength is high, and if the electric field lines are apart, they are away from each other, obviously the electric field line will be rare, and because of that in that particular region the electric field strength is minimum. One more concept which has to be dealt here, that I have told you that generally two charges, two charges which are positive, they will repel each other, and two charges which are one positive, one negative attract each other. What is the reason behind that? There also same concept you can continue with. If we have taken plus charge, here also we will take plus charge. Now the electric field lines which are coming, being they are originated but they cannot be terminated because both the charges are positive, then they will apply lateral pressure on each other, and because of that lateral pressure applied by the two positive charges, what happens? The charges always repel each other. On the other hand, if we have taken one positive charge, one negative charge, obviously they are having, the electric lines will be originated from positive, it can go and terminate on negative. Why? Because the criteria of electric field line, the property of electric field line is quietly satisfied here, that the electric lines generally originate from positive charge and terminate at negative charge. So likewise, there we see a longitudinal contraction. And this longitudinal contraction of the electric field line, because one is positive, one is negative, these positive and negative charges generally show attraction between them. So these positive charges and negative charges are responsible for electric field lines, one moving radially outward, another moving radially inward, but these charges always, you see, they are showing repulsion and attraction only because of electric field lines. So that's all for today. Thank you. Please do like, share and subscribe. Put your feedback and questions in comment box below. Goodbye.